Over the past decade, the sport of bowling has made striking progress internationally with appearances as an exhibition sport in the 1988 Olympics and as a medal sport in the Pan Am and World Games. More than 10,000 of America's best amateur bowlers compete annually for a position on the team which will represent their country. Today, from Southtown Bowl in Bloomington, Minnesota, Prime presents the final round of the Team USA National Roll-Offs. And welcome to Southtown Bowl, where tonight 3 women, including the defending champion and a hometown favorite, roll for the National Amateur Championship. Hi, everybody. Great to have you with us again this week. I'm Bob Dolan with Team USA coach Fred Borden. Fred, welcome.
Thank you, Bob. Nice to be here.
First of all, why don't you tell us all about the format that we used here at this event?
Well, Bob, we had players from all over the United States. These ladies come from all 50 states. They showed up here the first of the week. We played 24 games of qualifying on 3 different demanding Team USA lane conditions. We cut the field to the top 24 players. They bowled head-to-head match games, and now we have it down to the 6 players that will represent the United States for 95.
All right, let's look at those 6 players, the 1995 members of Team USA Women. And Fred, let's talk about all of them individually. Our number 6 qualifier, Janet Woolham, who jumped in the position round from number 9 to make the team.
Yes, you know, she averaged 220 the last 4 games. On this condition, that's phenomenal. Our only left-hander on the team, and you always need a left-hander when you're going into international competition.
Our number 5 qualifier, Kendra Cameron.
Kendra has a real powerful game, a very good game, a beautiful straight arm swing. She's a player.
Number 4 is Lisa Bishop.
And Lisa is a player that has a lot of excitement. She just thrilled the crowd with her excitement and her emotion when she plays the game.
Now tonight, of course, we will see the top 3 qualifiers roll for the National Amateur Championship. And our number 3 seed is Lisa Stark.
Lisa is a very upright player, a very direct player, a very nice roll on the bowling ball, and hits the pocket consistently.
Now she has her hands full in our first match because Liz Johnson is waiting for her.
Trying to repeat, our national amateur champion from '94, trying to repeat. First person to ever done that. This lady can really bowl.
And our number 1 qualifier from nearby Coon Rapids, just about 20 minutes from here, Missy Howard.
Missy played that 4th arrow, camped on it, used different angles to the 4th arrow, used different bowling balls, but was really steady all week long.
So the question is, can Liz Johnson repeat as National Amateur Champion? We will find out here tonight. Stay with us. Our semifinal match is coming right up. Coach Fred Borden back with you from Southtown Bowl in Bloomington, Minnesota for our semifinal match of the Women's National Amateur Championship. It will be number 3, Lisa Stark, against this woman, our number 2 qualifier, Liz Johnson. And is she ever tough? She's our defending National Amateur Champion. She beat Tammy Turner last year in the championship match, 262-213, and now she's trying to go back-to-back. Only Julie Gardner has won back-to-back national amateur titles back in '91-92, and that's what Johnson's hoping to do tonight. First frame, lane 45. And her opponent, Lisa Stark from Lancaster, California. Now, Fred, this is Lisa's first time ever on television. She told me she's never been on TV locally, nationally, and she says, yes, I'm nervous.
We don't know a lot about Lisa in amateur rank bowling. She came here, but what impressed me is her composure for not being around and doing this. Maybe she has a natural intuitive skill for just being cool.
And perhaps you can expect a result like this in the first frame, someone who's a bit nervous. What would you recommend, Fred, to a first-time television?
Well, what you've got to do is mentally, you've got to put yourself in a position and sort of feel like I'm at home practicing. So you have to use some mental imagery, and you've got to talk yourself into it, the mindset of take yourself out of the TV lights mentally and get yourself at your favorite pair like you're bowling at home.
Tough spare here in the first. Oh, she got it. Well, how's that?
Look, nice straight swing. She's an accurate player. Perfect 4-step delivery, pushes it out, shoulder height swing. Poses, look at that finish at that foul line. Right on through, stays right down. Just perfect motion. There it is. Just unbelievable accuracy. She did it all week long, and with the pressure on. You know, a lot of people are accurate, but they're not accurate when the pressure's on. That thumb's got to come out clean. This lady's really impressive.
Well, that may relax her a bit. Second frame for Stark. She said, Fred, when she came here, the furthest thing from her mind was making Team USA. She was happy to be here.
She came here to compete, and she got lined up. The momentum, she kept, you know, a lot of people across this nation just don't know how good they are, and you never know until you're put your back against the wall. Some greatness comes out. So I think we have a new star is born.
She's just 27 years old and gets the spare in the second. And breathes a sigh of relief that that's over with.
Well, you can bet her stomach's going 100 miles an hour and the nerves and her knees are shaking. But I'll tell you what, I'm pretty impressed with this lady. And it had to be many times this week, and she just keeps answering that challenge.
Of course, it doesn't help your nerves, I guess, when you're looking across at Liz Johnson.
This Liz is something. This lady is pretty special. She really, watch the power and the roll here in a young lady's roll. Watch this roll.
2 in a row for Liz Johnson.
Just rips those pins out. Watch this style here. Little short step getting started. Here goes the ball, pushes it out, does it perfectly. Full extension of the arm, stays down at the foul line. The arm goes up to the ceiling. Look at that. That's just classic style finish.
This is our semifinal match, Johnson against Stark. The winner of this will take on our #1 seed, Missy Howard, for the National Amateur Championship. Third frame for Johnson. And 3 in a row for Liz Johnson.
She's playing the same line as Mark played. She gets the ball out on the lane a little longer, so I look for her to just keep right after it. If someone's going to make that money right here, this Liz Johnson, don't be surprised. This young lady can handle the heat. She's got the right kind of a game, and she's got the experience.
Yep, $25,000 for a televised perfect game. And our spectators, as they walked in tonight, received a ticket with a bowler's name on it. If their bowler gets the perfect game, they split $25,000. Lisa Stark with a strike in the third. Stark, first time Team USA member, and what's amazing, Fred, first time she's ever bowled in the Team USA event. And here she is.
Yes, that's phenomenal, because usually you have to come and play on this real demanding condition just to have the mental wherewithal to hang in for 48 games. It'll wear you down on a tough condition. It's like playing golf in the wind and the rough is 2 foot deep and you're playing the blue tees all the way back. We make it that difficult.
Intentionally.
Oh, yes.
Because you want them to be prepared for what's ahead.
We're going to go out and play the rest of the world. And in some parts of the world, they don't have the technology. They don't have these beautiful machines that TBA makes all over the world. And we see some conditions that are very difficult. And a lot of times, I think in those nations, they know we can play on the oil, so they just take the oil away and we play on some real dry conditions.
I bet you do. Lisa Stark in the fourth, got the spare. So we're underway in our semifinal match of the National Amateur Championship. Liz Johnson leading Lisa Stark at the moment by 21. We'll be right back. Liz Johnson, 2 different shoes, as we saw with in our men's National Amateur Championship, Fred, with Mark Van Meter.
Yes, some players carry 3 left shoes with 1 right shoe to handle different types of approaches. After the break, a little tentative, got a little bit slow on that shot and rolled it a little bit high. It was a little soft, so therefore it broke a little bit early.
Liz Johnson, 20 years old, as I've mentioned, defending National Amateur Champion. Fred, what was she like to work with this past year as a member of Team USA?
Well, she's a treat. She's a very smart lady, very tentative, very, very, very well organized. So she really had her book filled.
For the spare in the fourth for Johnson. She was only, though, Fred, 11, 12, and 1 in match play here at this event.
She didn't have a lot of luck in winning her matches, but she got beat a couple of games that with some pretty high scores. So 3 or 4 of those games could have went the other way. But the trick is to, even if you get beat, if you shoot 210, someone beats you 212 to 210, you still had the 210 on the board. That's better than someone that won shooting 188 to 178. So she kept her scores high, even though her match play record wasn't as good as some of the players.
Now, last year when she won the National Amateur Championship, she started from the #2 hole as she does here tonight. But she told me before that it really doesn't matter. Many bowlers say, well, I prefer to get that extra game in. But she said, I don't care. Number 1, 2, 3, just put me on the show.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
and that's pretty smart thinking, because when you start looking into the crystal ball and overanalyzing before something happens,
Yeah.
and it don't go the way you want it to, now you got a problem where she has no predetermined way that it should go. So she's just going to deal with it as it comes her way. Deal in the now. Don't try to worry too much about what's going to happen later.
Now Stark. Oh, she got it. Lisa Stark down by 19. High qualifying averages this week. Liz Johnson, Lisa Vent, an alternate on Team USA 1995. Karen Stroud, 199. And the high qualifying game, Diane Stanislavski from Milwaukee, 279. Remember, the conditions here are very difficult this week. Johnson leads by 19 after 5 frames. Lisa Stark in the 6th.
The ball's rolling just a little bit early. If you know, she just carried it through the nose. Now, she's got to do one of two things. She's either got to move out and allow the ball room to hook to the pocket, or move to the left and open up and allow the ball to go out to the right. One of the two moves she's going to need to win this match. If she stays right where she is, she'll have a hard time beating Liz for this first game.
Lisa's married. Nice fair again for Lisa Stark. In our crowd again tonight, the president of the BPA of Minnesota, and what a job they do supporting Team USA.
Oh, they're outstanding, I'll tell you. They're the best. What else can I say? The Minnesota proprietors, they opened up their pocketbooks and their hearts to this team.
Now our number 2 qualifier, Liz Johnson. Her high game, 300, high series, 799. And she had the high qualifying score here this week as she gets the strike. So Johnson maintains her lead. High match play averages. Missy Howard, our number 1 qualifier. We'll see her in the championship match, 204. And Lisa Stark, Liz Johnson right behind her. Look at the match play records. Missy Howard, Lisa Stark's 18 and 6. And Kendra Cameron, she's also a Team USA member, 16 and 8. And the match play games this week. Karen Stroud at 272 and Missy Howard again. Liz Johnson now.
Just a little bit high. This young lady, get this, Bob, this young lady bowled, averaged 234 for an entire league season.
That's something.
She averaged 203 this week, 234 at home on the normal, what we call league condition. That's 31 pins a game difference. Times 3 pins are 93 pins a night.
The WIBC record.
Unbelievable. 234 for an entire
and
season.
Trouble here as she misses the 7. And that makes things interesting, doesn't it, in our semifinal match? Lisa Stark, Liz Johnson. Johnson will think about that during our break. We'll be right back. Oh, she left a 10. That may have been her best ball of the night, Fred.
She's got that accuracy and roll, and she's got that focus. I'm really impressed with this young lady here, playing for the National Amateur Championship. First time ever on TV. First time in big national competition. And I'll tell you what, she's making splits. She's hitting the pocket. She come to play.
Yep. She has 2 children, ages 6 and 3, and as you well know, Fred, the commitments, the travel commitments with Team USA are tremendous, but she says her family is very supportive. They're very proud that she made the team.
Yeah, well, they know she can bowl. There's a great man right there, Mike Sledge from DBA Products. What a job they do for the Team USA program with their Phoenix lane machine and everything that he and Remo Pichetti and that whole staff do for Team USA.
17-pin lead for Liz Johnson as we enter the 8th frame for Lisa Stark. Of all the women bowlers here this week, Fred, she had the high qualifying block, 1749. Well, that's the same 7 that we just saw Liz Johnson leave.
She seems to have a natural demeanor, Bob, much like a Jim Stefanich, a natural inner drum beat to play in competition and to handle the heat. I watched her. I tried to study to see what her strong suits was, and she just really keeps her concentration level very, very sound.
She gets the 7. Lisa Stark.
Now, right here, she lost that shot just a little bit, so it doesn't get the real good heavy roll. So it comes to the pocket, gets there, but it gets there a little light, didn't have the big roll on it, almost left a split. She knocks them off the wall, leaves a soft 7. She'll take that because she really dropped that shot a little bit.
8th frame for Liz Johnson. Liz Johnson is one of 12 finalists for the Women's Sports Foundation Athlete of the Year, and she's in with people like Steffi Graf and Bonnie Blair, keeping pretty good company.
Well, I'll tell you, she can compete with those gals. She's an athlete. This gal's a strong young lady that is very dedicated to the sport of bowling and to her sport. She practices hard. She understands equipment. She plays all the angles. She really has a good mental game. She has no weaknesses.
And you get her for another year.
Oh boy, it makes my job easy.
You betcha. A repeat member of Team USA. And she gets the spare here in the 8th. Things are still tight here. Semifinal match. Again, the winner gets Missy Howard, our #1 qualifier. In our previous show, we saw Pat Healy Jr. win the Men's National Amateur Championship by defeating Mark Van Meter. Who will it be tonight? Big frame here in the 9th for Liz Johnson. Well done.
Well, she got that ball out on the lane, dropped the thumb, hit the fingers, and just made that ball roll to the pocket with all that power. That's her strong suit right there.
That puts the heat right on Lisa Stark, doesn't it?
It's almost a must strike right here if she's going to win this match. She better set it up to have something to go home here in the 10th.
That 10 again.
You notice she moved out a little bit. She opened up a little bit, but that angle coming to the pocket with the roll, she probably been better off to move on out where Liz is at. But I think she's done a remarkable job. Here she is. If you've been noticing on spare, she throws 2 different bowling balls, and that's a sign of a person that knows the game of bowling. There's throwing a ball here that won't hook.
Tell you, for first-time TV, Fred, national TV with so much at stake, she's done pretty well.
You see this shot coming into the pocket, a little light. The 6 is going to go around the 10. See right there, it gets trapped. Oh boy, that little 6 going around the 10. There should have been another board or 2 out to the right. The angle, the 6 would have hit the 10 instead of getting trapped in the channel.
Well, the lead is 19 for Liz Johnson heading into the 10th frame, and Lisa Stark will finish first.
Made a little adjustment there. I think moved to the right with her feet, but kept her mark in the same place, and the ball rolled early and went left. And that's what happened. That was indicative all week long. The players, when they just moved their feet, it was always, you have to move your mark and your feet. That was a pattern in this house. Each house and each competition you play in, you got to figure out the pattern. The pattern changes in every center across the nation. And that's the challenge of good bowling, is to play the lane surface. And when you play at that level, you can become one of the best in the world.
So Lisa Stark,
Little confusion out there.
she thought she was finished.
She went to sit down. That's a good sign because she's focusing on throwing the shot. She didn't worry about what frame it is. She's making her spares. She's filling frames. I've got to commend this young lady. She did a heck of a job here for her first shot on TV. She's played 9. Now we have 10 clean frames. Shoots 195 game. No opens, no doubles. Makes 2 splits. Makes all of her spares.
Beautiful.
Puts 3 strikes on the board. That's pretty darn good.
You
First time
betcha.
ever. I'll tell you, I take my hat off to her.
And again, she has made 1995 Team USA. In fact, it's a new look team this year, isn't it? Except for Liz Johnson, the only repeat member.
Got a wonderful team, all real good, accurate players. It's going to be a treat working with these ladies.
We go to other finishes at the end.
Johnson looking to wrap it up, and that'll do it. Liz Johnson will move on to our championship match. It will be Johnson against Missy Howard, and Missy Howard will have this Minnesota crowd behind her because she lives about 20 minutes from the center.
She can go out here for 235, and she's just doing it smooth.
Remember, at the end of the other finishes, we're going to break. Tell us we'll be back with a feature.
And she will be tough in the finals. She says this would mean more to her winning this year, Fred, than it did last year. She thinks it's tougher to repeat.
I have to agree, you know, because everybody expects it, so the heat's on her. Last year she sort of snuck in and did it. Now they expect her to do it.
We want to get into this pretty quickly.
So it'll be John, a nice spare at the end. There's our winner. She'll move on to take on Missy Howard. Some of our other finishers here from the women. There's your two alternates for 1995. Lisa Bent, a member of the 1994 team, and Leslie Beamish, 9 and 10. Fred?
Linda Lunsford, what a nice bowler she is. She's worked very hard during the game. She was right there. Deborah bowled good all week.
Of course, the top 24. There's Pat Costello.
Pat Costello, a Hall of Famer, one of the real great players. Lucy Giovenco made the national top 24 7 years in a row. She's one of the great amateur bowlers in the history of our sport. Joanne Harris, Joanne. Mandy Wilson, what a run that lady's had. Linda Petersdorf, great player from Illinois.
19 and 20, Karen Sukakian. Karen Stroud from Texas, 21st. And rounding out our top 24 for the women, Sandra Bigley and Patty Whitford. A great women's field this week in Bloomington. Now, when we come back, we'll have an interesting feature for you. And there's the woman going into the National Amateur Championship match. That's Liz Johnson. We'll be right back. Before we begin our championship match tonight, Liz Johnson against Missy Howard, we will hear from WIBC President Joyce Deitch. There she is in the crowd tonight. Earlier, Joyce presented the Women's Sportsmanship Award.
For the Women's International Bowling Congress, it is a real thrill for me to be here to present you with the Sportsmanship Award selected by your peers.
Thank you, Joyce. It's been a great honor to be voted on by the fellow athletes here. It's been a great week, and I'm sure the team will represent the country well.
I'm sure they will, and I know that you will always be out there for Team USA.
Thanks.
And Elaine Hagan is also here tonight, the first vice president for WIBC. And before the show tonight, I spoke with Elaine about some very good news about the upcoming Brunswick World Team Challenge, of course, right here on Prime, the 1994-95 season, to begin very soon. And here is Elaine's comments. We are in between matches here in Bloomington, Minnesota, and Elaine Hagan, the first vice president of the WIBC and also the first vice president of USA Bowling, has some exciting news regarding our upcoming season of the Brunswick World Team Challenge Series. Right, Elaine?
Right, Bob. And, you know, that's an understatement because this is the first time that the Women's International Bowling Congress is going to be involved in the World Team Challenge, and it is indeed going to be quite an occasion for us to be part of it.
Now we have 3 events, correct, for women only?
For women only, we'll be developing also a prize fund for women only. We'll be starting out in January, and it'll be located, that event will be in Las Vegas, Nevada, and then we'll move in April to Indianapolis, Indiana, and then finish in Baltimore, Maryland in June.
Well, that's great news. It's good to have you on board.
Thanks. We're delighted to be here.
There they are, the 2 women who will battle for the National Amateur Championship. Liz Johnson on your left, winner of our semifinal, and our #1 qualifier, Missy Howard from nearby Coon Rapids, Minnesota. She has her mom and dad here, her boyfriend. She's been supported all week, she says, by family and friends. And here she is, 1 game away from the National Amateur Championship. She will start.
Interesting, Bob, if you notice, Missy is elected to play inside, even though seen most of the players that have bowled high scores have been more to the outside line here today. She's elected to stay. What got her there? Let's see how it works for her.
Missy Howard was 18 and 6 in the match play. And she beat Liz Johnson, Fred, in the position round to become the #1 seed. A nice spare here in the first. She beat Liz Johnson 223-188 in the position round to jump over Johnson. Now here's the woman that everyone agreed was the one to beat. She's our defending champ. She just beat Lisa Stark in the semifinal, 223-195. And she's looking for back-to-back titles. Again, that's only been done by Julie Gardner. First frame for Johnson.
This young lady's way too good to give her the breaks. It's hard to beat her.
It's the last thing she needs,
That's correct.
That's probably what Missy's saying. Wait a minute.
Hold on here. But you know, that's what's so great about our sport. Anything can happen in this game of 10-pin. In this game of bowling, I'll tell you, the emotions are just great, and that's the test in our sport, and that's why it's good for young people. It tests your emotions. You have to have control over your emotions to be a great player.
And she seems like she does. She seems very cool.
Oh, she's excellent.
Ooh, the stubborn 10.
Took it right back.
Yeah, you're right.
See, so now there's two emotions, emotional swing. I didn't hit the pocket, threw the shot good, ring and 10. So it's a constant battle. And in life, isn't that what's so important? So, you know, bowling really, really has a great lesson for all of us.
My life is nothing but 10 pins. It seems like it. Johnson in the second gets the spare. Missy Howard is 25 years old. She was our #1 seed by 34 pins and is employed as an office manager. First time on Team USA. In fact, only the second time she's participated in the event.
Selected to stay and really putting a turn on it.
There it is. That's what she's done all week long.
Watch this power now. Watch this turn. Watch the fingers. Four-step player. Watch the fingers and the wrist now. The wrist gets into that real strong position. Look at the loft out in the lane. Look at the finish with that arm. Look at that right leg. Wham! Right up through.
She told me, Fred, before the match that she's only been on television locally, never nationally, but she says, it's not going to bother me. I'm here. I'm going for it.
Oh, she's a focused lady. She's got some experience. She started out with Gordon and the boys down at Wichita. She knows what's going on.
There's a double for Missy Howard. And I'm sure you can hear the crowd is behind her, the hometown crowd. Back to Liz Johnson. This promises to be a very interesting championship match.
We've got a person twisting it up on the fourth arrow. We've got a person rolling it up, playing the gutter shot. Two great amateur players of the United States here playing for the title.
Show you some stones on the crossover.
Johnson in the third, buries them.
How good is that?
And Liz Johnson and Missy Howard 1-2 in the high overall averages this week, and Lisa Stark right there, #3, our three top qualifiers. Missy Howard, look at her climb round by round. 15th, 11th, 6th, 1-1-1. Liz Johnson started in 10th and climbed and stayed there. Missy Howard up by 10 after 3. Fourth frame. Johnson, another one. So Liz Johnson and Missy Howard are hooked up in a dandy here for the Women's National Amateur Championship. We'll be right back. Well, Coach Borden, you picked it. We got a dandy here.
We got some barn burner. Huh?
Missy Howard. A little trouble here on the right-hand lane.
That's the problem sometimes when you lift and loft. If you don't clear the thumb, it goes left. And your left shots, you have the shot of leaving the split.
Now, I know she will be working with you quite a bit and your staff, Fred. But what you've seen of her game, what would you advise her at this point?
Well, I think just versatility. She's got a game. Her game is excellent.
Look at that. Tremendous.
That's beautiful.
Well done from Missy Howard in the fourth frame.
But we'll work on versatility, different wrist actions, playing different angles, but her game will not work with her game any at all because her game is excellent. It's just at this level, they've already got the game. All they need is more ways to do better.
Now tell me, Fred, do the women coaches work with the women, the men with the men, or no?
Our coaches are coaches. Men and women work, it doesn't matter. We got the greatest coaching staff in the world. I'll tell you, with Jerry Edwards and Pat Rossler, Michelle Mullen, Susie Reichley, Palmer Falgren, Mike Listowski, John East. I'll tell you what, our people are coaches. And above all, we know we're there for the athlete, to work with the athlete, to communicate with the athlete, to be a team of coaches working with a team. It's all about Team USA.
Howard gets the spare in the 5th frame. Johnson's turn. From Niagara Falls, just 20 years old.
And we couldn't bring all the coaches
right.
in.
Well, you're here.
Yes, but I wasn't allowed to coach. Wasn't allowed to coach.
Okay. Why is that?
Well, we think it's an unfair advantage to the people that are on the team from the past year. Liz got a break there.
Well, I think it'd be hard to stay away.
Well, you know what? It's really hard because you fall in love with these kids and you get to know them and you live with them and you travel with them. You play for the country. The emotions run pretty deep. And then they say, okay, Fred, you can come because we want you to do the show, we want you to work on a few things, we want you to be here and help run the event, but we don't want you to coach. And I can understand that. And the players do too, and the players understand that right up front.
Johnson a spare in the 5th frame. And she has a 2-pin lead after 5 of this championship match. Again, our men's national amateur champion, Pat Healy Jr.
We have one of our coaches from up in that area, Stan Korn. I know he's proud to see Liz on the show again here and having a chance to make be the second person to repeat with Julie Gardner as being the national champion twice.
6th frame strike for Johnson.
This is classic bowling at its finest. Just swings it through, right through on line, hits the 5th board, right on the 1st arrow. Look at the roll and the revolutions. Ball turning in, flush in the pocket, 10 in the pit. That's a great shot.
Perfect. And puts the pressure right on Missy Howard in her 6th frame.
She's playing in there to the left side, Bob, and when you play into the left side in that tight of a line to the pocket, she lofts that ball out on the lane so that it doesn't hook early, but she's not quite deep enough here today. With that ball, she should stand a couple of boards more farther deep with her feet, more to the left. But if you lay it down and roll it from in there, just take off and miss the head pin left.
Look out here. Look out here in the 6th for Missy Howard. Fred, as you were saying.
Here she is. She's walking to that foul line. 4 steps. She's throwing it out over the foul line. Watch her shot go out over the foul line, but hangs and pulls and grabs a little. Never quite cleared it. Got it to the dots. Look where that ball is on the fly. Just hit the lanes right up to the dots on the fly. That's a lot of power in this young lady. She's a great player.
Let's see how she reacts after that open in the 6th.
She moved the board left on that shot, but I think the board, that was probably a 2-board move. So she's just a little too direct right at this moment. She's thinking, she's got that mind cooking. So this is just a halfway match. This match is far from over. She makes the adjustment. This lady can throw some strikes.
She sure has all week long on some difficult conditions. And she'll get the spare here in the 7th, but Liz Johnson has a 15-pin lead. We'll be right back. Fred Borden back with you from Southtown Bowl in Bloomington, Minnesota. And this woman, Liz Johnson, is getting closer to her 2nd consecutive National Amateur Championship. She leads Missy Howard by 15, and this is 7th frame for Johnson.
Key shot with the strike up.
There it is.
This is what champions are made of, Bob. Had the strike up. Key shot in the match right there. If Missy is going to turn this thing back around, she's getting herself into a must-strike situation.
I bet Johnson is just a bear when she has the lead.
Oh boy, I'll tell you. This gal, you never know. When she's got the lead, when she's down, you never know. She just plays the game and plays the game at the high level all the time.
How about 3 in a row? Yep, 3 in a row for Liz Johnson.
Sawed them pins out of there with that big roll from the channel. Watch this. Right out there on the 4 board. Look at the rotation on this ball. Look at the rotation. Look at the pins dancing and jumping, going all directions. Look at that finish. Look at this finish. She knows it.
Yep.
Yes.
Missy Howard.
She made the move in. She made the adjustment and came a little bit light. She'd been going too direct. Now, that's what you call a double move. You know you're going high, and in your mind you say, well, I'll let it out. Now, you move your feet left, and then in your mind you let it out with your hand also in your arm swing. Now, that's a double move, so now the ball comes light.
And the spare for Missy Howard. Remember, last year, Liz Johnson beat Tammy Turner, 262-213 to win the championship.
Might be some greatness in the making here if you keep mowing down people like that and keep playing at this level at 20 years old.
At 20 years old, right.
Wow, what a career this young lady's got in front of her.
She won 3 gold medals in the '94 Olympic Festival this summer. Former Collegiate Bowler of the Year, Rookie of the Year at Morehead State University in Kentucky. At 20 years old, she has accomplished a lot, and she's getting closer to back-to-back National Amateur Championships.
Missy can still shoot 212, so Liz still has to mark this game. She cannot get to where she relaxes too much. I don't look for that to happen, no, not with this young lady. It doesn't matter to her. That's what makes her great. Just doesn't matter if she's throwing a 5-bagger. If she just come off of an open, she still puts out the same effort on every shot.
9th frame. She liked that one.
Yeah, and that's when you got the lead, Bob, and you say to yourself, well, I'm just going to put the direction shot on it. I'm not going to hook it through the nose. I'm going to put the direction shot on it. I'm going to hit the pocket. I'm going for 9, spare strike, but I'm not going to turn it over and snap the fingers and hook it through the nose and have a 6-pin count with a split and an open frame.
Look out. My.
That's a surprise. That is a surprise. Maybe you get that lead and get a little bit relaxed.
Wipe to it. Here's a look. Real slow.
Just gets the ball just out onto the lane, turns the shoulders a little left, pulled it left of her target, and you miss it on the left because you turn your shoulders left.
Now the lead still 24, but heading into the 10th, that could open the door for Missy Howard.
This is a must spare or strike frame for Liz to win the title.
And the 10.
And as we all know, the 10-pin, the most difficult spare in bowling for a right-hander. Now, she just missed it. She needs this spare to be the second player to win the National Amateur Championship.
It's right here.
She needs a spare, gives her 216 if she goes spare strike. And Missy can shoot 212, she strikes out. So she needs this mark.
There it is.
Now she needs 7 pins. She needs 7 pins. If she would go up there, throw in a little bit light, leave the washout, leave the bucket, all of a sudden, the match is still on. So this match still isn't over. She needs to throw a good shot.
Pretty strong effort after missing that same one with a lot of fun.
Final ball for Liz Johnson, 7 pins to win back-to-back championships.
See how she walked right up there and made it 10-pin the second time for the title, though. Isn't that something to have that kind of presence at 20 years old?
Yes, it is.
That's unbelievable. We'd be very proud of this young lady. And I'll tell you, she can be proud of herself in the performance.
That's tremendous. Back-to-back.
She's good with the media. She's good with the young people that come around. You know, she's 20 years old, so the young people follow her around. You should see how nice she treats them, giving the autographs and talking with them. She's a great champion.
Now, will the other women bowlers, Fred, look to Liz Johnson as their leader? She's the only returner, and she's got back-to-back national titles. I would think that role would go right to her.
Yeah, and I think she'll do that with performance.
Yeah.
She'll do that with ball choice, playing angles, and conversation, quiet conversation on the bench.
Well, Missy Howard, a job well done this week in Minneapolis.
Oh, she's an excellent player. This gal walked right out there through the spare, through the double, left the baby split, made the baby split, but never quite got lined up the way she'd have liked to, I'm sure. She was just a little over under. She a little straight, it went left. She moved in, the ball went right. Now she let that one out. There's a great shot.
Beautiful.
Just a nice way to finish. What a week. Missy, be proud.
Liz Johnson, there's your national amateur champion, ladies and gentlemen. Just like last year, she defeats Missy Howard 215 to 192, and we'll be back in just a moment to meet our national amateur champion. We'll be right back. Well, here she is, ladies and gentlemen, your national amateur champion, Liz Johnson. Boy, where have I heard that before? Has it sunk in, Liz?
It's just starting to. Feels really great. Yes.
Now, you told me before the match that you thought at that time that winning your second would be more pleasing than winning your first a year ago. Is that how you're feeling right now?
They both feel really great. It's just unbelievable. It was just a great week.
All right, let's talk about the ninth frame. I know you don't want to. The open frame in the ninth of the championship. Were you a little worried after that?
I just tried to forget about that shot and come back with a good shot, a lot better shot, and just make my spare. Try not to think about that other shot.
Well, let's bring in Elaine Hagan, our first vice president for USA Bowling. Elaine with a presentation for our national amateur champion. Elaine?
Liz, it is just a delight for me to be able to make this presentation of your special 1994 National Team USA Champion shirt. Being a repeater is absolutely awesome, and I do say to both of you, the competition this week has been outstanding. May I now put this lovely jacket on you?
Thanks, Elaine. We know it fits, that's for sure. She did it this time last year. Liz Johnson, back-to-back winners of our National Amateur Championship. Missy Howard, great job. Missy Howard had a great week here in front of the home crowd and bowled well in our finals. And she, of course, a member of Team USA. Congratulations to you, Missy. Liz, nice job. Congratulations. Great week.
Thank you very much.
Everybody, your national champion, Liz Johnson. For Fred Borden, I'm Bob Dolan. So long, everybody.